Good evening. You're listening to the Garden City Community Chat Show with your hosts Carrie, Tom, and Mike. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Well, hello, Garden City and all our surrounding neighbors. Welcome to episode number 648 of the Garden City Community Chat Show. It's Thursday, February 8th, 2024. We're so happy you can be with us tonight. We hope you're all safe and doing well and enjoying this warm weather, unusually warm weather. I am your host, Carrie. Also joining me tonight are my co-hosts, Garden City's very own meteorologist, Dr. Tom Iwinski. How you doing, Tom?
Good. Had to find the shorts today, I feel like.
It's beautiful out there, I'll tell you that. How are you doing tonight, Mike? Former Garden City Councilman Mike Jones. How you doing?
I'm doing excellent, Carrie, but I'm getting better. It was very nice today. I was so nice that I left my jacket at home when I went to the Kiwanis meeting, and
wow,
my billfold was in my jacket, so I didn't have any money to pay my fines.
Put it on the tab, right?
Yeah, our treasurer wondered what that IOU was that was in the fine bowl.
All right, now you're going to want to stay tuned for Mike a little later in the show. He has some the latest community announcements and events for you. I just want to mention a couple of upcoming shows that we're going to have. On February 15th, our guests will be the team from D&D Sports Chat. Dan, Derek, and Steve are going to be here. We'll be discussing the Super Bowl, upcoming season of the Tigers, the Red Wings, their season so far, and, of course, the Lions season. And then on February 22nd, Garden City Mayor Mark Jacobs is going to be here. So get these on your calendar, and we hope that you'll be able to join us. All right, first up tonight, Dr. Tom. He'll be here shortly with the most current and accurate forecast for you. We really can't complain so far, that's for sure. It's really been nice. Tonight we have a fun show for you, a good show. Do you believe in ghosts? Have you strange things happening that you cannot explain? Well, tonight you can let us know. Our guest is been investigating the paranormal for over 25 years. Chris Bailey from Grimstone Inc. will be here to share some of the unexplained. So stay tuned for that. Also, Joe Bartley's back with J&J Taxes and More and tax tips, tax talk. So stay tuned for that. That's all coming up right after Tom's weather segment. Now, before we get to Tom, let me just mention real quick, if you're watching us live on Facebook or YouTube, go ahead and post your questions and comments in the comment section. You can find us live right now on Facebook at facebook.com/GCChat. And on our YouTube channel, just search for the Garden City Community Chat Show. You can also email your questions to us at gccommunitychat@gmail.com, which is up on the screen right under my name. And we'll do our best to get those answered for you. Let's see. We also want to take a quick minute to say thank you to each and every one of you who listen and support the show every Thursday night, not only from our hometown of Garden City, but several of our surrounding communities as well. We really appreciate everyone's support. Remember, we're going to continue to promote not only our community, but yours as well. And speaking of community, if your community or organization or business has any events or announcements, what should they do, Mike?
They should email us, Gary.
Right. Email the details to us at gccommunitychat@gmail.com or message us on Facebook. And Mike will be more than happy to get that information out to our listeners. Remember, you're always welcome to come on the show and promote your community, business, or organization anytime. We also encourage any local business to check out and join the Garden City Business Alliance and see what great things they can do for you. For more information, go to gardencitybusinessalliance.org. And we have Shannon Coffey in there. She is the notary babe. Hello, Shannon. And also Mr. William Paul Werhan. He says hello. How you doing, Paul? Also, let's see, Donna Pepper's in there and Dennis Dykman. And about 11 others that I can't see their names, so I apologize for that. All right, let's get Tom in here with the latest weather, and then we're going to spend some time chatting about the paranormal with guest Chris Bailey from Grimstone Inc. So stand by for Mike, for Tom. Okay, let's do a check on weather with Doppler Tom. Let's see what he has in store for the rest of this week and the weekend coming up. Tom, take it away. Well, I'll tell you, this weather's been phenomenal.
Yeah, I decided to treat you guys after a couple of harsh weeks of winter early January. So
give us a break, huh?
Yeah.
One more day.
Yeah.
And things are definitely going to be changing, but there is going to be another pretty warm day on tap tomorrow. We're going to get well into the 60s tomorrow, probably even getting into the mid to upper 60s probably.
Wow.
And why I say that is because we're going to have a very strong southwesterly wind and quite a bit of sunshine. It will start out maybe a little cloudy at times during the morning hours, but the sun will come out, and we're going to have those winds increasing during the afternoon hours. We could see wind gusts close to 35-mile-an-hour gusts tomorrow, so definitely going to be a breezy day. And that's going to shoot our temperatures up fairly quickly because our air is so dry. So would not be surprised if we saw temperatures going pretty warm tomorrow, probably into the mid-60s at least. So enjoy tomorrow because it's going to be a very, very nice day. So have a plan to be outside. I would definitely do that. But this will be kind of the last day tomorrow before things start to change a little bit. I like to change things up. I don't like to keep it consistent. We're going to be seeing our next system beginning to move in overnight Friday after midnight and into Saturday morning. We're going to be seeing an all rain event, but there is going to be rounds of rain moving through during that time frame, cooling down into the 40s during that time. So definitely going to be seeing things kind of on the cooler side for Friday night into Saturday. And then by the time we get into Sunday, we're going to dry things back out. Saturday night into Sunday, we're going to dry things back out, and we're going to be seeing temperatures remaining into the 40s for high temperatures. Then we're going to see some cool air just lingering around for all of next week. We're probably going to see high temperatures next week, probably, don't get mad, probably staying in the 30s for highs. Wow. That's going to be a stark difference from tomorrow's 60s, at least a 30-degree drop.
Jeez.
We are going to see probably temperatures in the upper 30s all of next week, probably residual 20s for overnight lows. And then there's going to probably be a little powdering of flakes of some snow mixed in to throughout the work week. So there's the first opportunity will probably be during that transition period on Monday. There could be some snow flurries moving through. And on Wednesday night into Thursday, there could be another round of a little bit of snow as well. This doesn't appear to be anything major, doesn't appear to be anything accumulating, but there's definitely going to be probably a little bit of snow moving through next week, as obviously we're going to be much colder. And we're definitely going to be seeing temperatures that are going to be cold enough for snow. And we're going to pretty much stay in the colder pattern for the rest of February. We're probably going to be seeing this continuing into mid to the end portion of February, with high temperatures in the 30s and low temperatures in the 20s. So definitely chilling down toward the end of February. So this is something that I have been keeping an eye on, and the signs of this was happening, and I kind of mentioned it last week. But for the most part, no big winter storms are in the cards at this point. We'll keep everyone updated, but yeah, enjoy tomorrow because things will obviously change here in Michigan. You wait 5 minutes and they always change, right? So that's kind of how our weather here is in Michigan, but that's kind of the picture of our weather. I'm expanding outward and quickly talking about some other weather. There's definitely quite a bit of weather across the U.S. today. There's been quite a bit of storminess kind of across Illinois and Wisconsin tonight. So there's actually been the first reported tornado in Wisconsin in February's history up there. So it's been really busy when it comes to kind of the weather all around us. And so we're definitely not going to be seeing any severe weather or storms, but we're definitely going to be seeing a little bit of rain Friday night and into Saturday as the system kind of moves closer to us tomorrow night. So that's kind of where we're at. Other than that, California saw a lot of rain, especially Southern California, a lot of wind as well. That storm system is just moving across kind of the southern portions of the U.S. So you name it, there's been everything in all four corners of the U.S., it seems like. So we'll take another 60-degree day basically tomorrow and get ready for a little bit of a cool down as we get a little bit of a shakeup in our weather as we're just getting reminded that we're still in winter. So we're definitely going to be seeing a little bit of change. So if you want to keep tuned to all my local weather information, just go to my website, DopplerTomsWeather.com, and it will keep you updated as we continue, believe it or not, to roll on with winter.
This is yo-yo weather.
Yeah, this is
up and down.
Crazy weather for sure.
Crazy.
We'll take the good days, right?
All right. Well, I know you're going to stay on top of it. So have a good night. And thank you, sir.
No problem. You guys have a good
Take care. All right. Let's introduce our guest for tonight. We're pleased to have with us tonight paranormal investigator Chris Bailey from Grimstone Incorporated. Let's bring him in. Hi, Chris. How you doing?
Good, Kerry. How are you?
Good. Thanks for being here tonight.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. So, Chris, why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about Grimstone and what it is you do and how long you've been doing this? I understand you're one of the longest running paranormal research organizations in the Midwest.
That's correct. We've been doing this for over 27 years now, mainly working to help private homes and businesses with their unique paranormal concerns. We also do a number of seminars and workshops and working with different historical societies and groups to help bring awareness about some of the things that are going on, because a lot of people feel that they're alone when they're having strange noises at night and things moving on their own, and trying to bring that to the community and also helping some of these wonderful historical locations.
Wow, that's now you've had a lot of events at the Straight Farmhouse. What have you found there now? That is interesting.
The Straight Farmhouse is an absolutely wonderful gem within Garden City.
Yeah.
It is filled with just so much history and so many antiques and artifacts, and the bones of the property itself. Being inside that farmhouse certainly creates the atmosphere that allows for extra things to go bump in the night. And we originally came across the farmhouse as part of like a paranormal little convention back in 2008, and afterwards had an investigation there in 2011. Where we were detecting various things that were kind of odd to us. One of the things that we were utilize as paranormal investigators are things like electromagnetic field detectors, which basically measure changes and field strengths of magnetic fields in the area. During one of our investigations, we went into this back research corner area and noticed that there was an unusual field there. Now, a lot of things can create these fields naturally or man-made, such as stereo speakers and things of that nature. So we always try to figure out where the source of it is. Where's that strongest signal coming from? And in this case, it was just a chair that was sitting in the center of the room. And if we went under the chair, it got lower as it went to the floor. It got lower as it went to the ceiling. It just originated around that chair and lasted about 5-10 minutes, and then it was no longer in the area. So, if you didn't have an instrument, you probably wouldn't notice something odd like that. But there's also been cases of people witnessing apparitions. Times that the farmhouse staff has found, objects that have moved. There was one area that's upstairs on the second floor that is kind of the business room, where it has a number of different artifacts about local businesses in the area. Especially some dental tools and things for leatherwork and shoe repair and things of that nature. And as we're investigating, 3-4 of our investigators, heading into the room, one stopped in the doorway feeling like something kind of brushed over them. And as we're watching them, their hair started going straight up. I don't know if you've ever, I don't know Mike could demonstrate, but
he's trying.
But to me, looking at this, it reminded me of, being at one, like the Detroit Science Center, where you put your hand on the Tesla coil, and, that static charge, causes it. And she's standing there in the doorway, and her hair's just lifted up, and, it lasted about a minute, and then things settled down again. And these are just a variety of some of the odd things that have happened.
Wow. Now, one of the big things over at the farmhouse is Ralph.
Yes.
I believe that's the son, correct?
Correct. He was the 14-year-old son of Daniel Strait, who passed away from cholera.
Mm-hmm.
And he is believed to be one of the resident ghosts there.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people, claim to have some interactions with them, or there's a toy room that's upstairs on the second floor. Sometimes people hear like the matchbox wheels squeaking, or something goes out of place there.
Yeah.
And there's also an area upstairs where there's military service items, but that's believed to be originally his bedroom. And oftentimes, the books and things on the upper shelves, sometimes the historical museum come when the volunteers come in to work for the day, they'll find like the books on the floor or open.
Mm-hmm.
I guess ghosts need reading too, or get bored too, and
they have to entertain themselves, right?
It's a long time. I mean, so you got to do something.
Yeah, it is. I also understand that one of the rooms there, that if you go in there, it's quite a temperature drop too, if I'm not mistaken. I heard that.
There is some places that have temperature drops. There's a lot of different stories and witness accounts. Since we've been working with them, it's been really kind of amazing. Just the number of people that have come to us and shared some stories, throughout the time when they visited the farmhouse or walked past the farmhouse, different little odd things that have occurred there. And as a paranormal investigator, being able to have an opportunity to work with the museum and try to catalog and categorize and have the ability to, visit a place more than a few times, really gives us the ability to kind of profile and experiment and learn more about, the paranormal and how things are happening. So,
now, how large a team do you have?
We have 18 members in our group.
Wow.
Which we, are great to have. We're always looking for professionals that, can help us solve cases and work with clients. A lot of our members, we all have day jobs. We're only paranormal investigators by night. I myself, I'm a chemist, but we have project managers and people in parole officers and just a variety of uniquely talented individuals that all have this itch to dig deeper to what's behind the many layers here,
Right.
and really see the unseen world, so to speak.
It's just such an interesting topic. How does one go about getting the equipment you need for this kind of work?
Well, the equipment's pretty easy to obtain. There's a lot of websites and things out there that you can just go and you type in ghost hunting equipment, and there's 3-4 stores. There's things on Amazon. One of the things that people need to be aware of is that there is really no licensing, no requirements to being a ghost hunter.
Okay.
And if you want to say you're a paranormal investigator, you can throw up a website, you can get a T-shirt, and and away you go. And I'm not saying I don't encourage people to go out and explore the unknown. We all start somewhere.
Right.
But if you're looking for help from these individuals, we always recommend to the homes, to the businesses, reach out, talk to a few of them, and be really comfortable with who you select to help you with your situations, because there is no requirements, and anyone can go out to Amazon and get equipment. You don't want additional problems of the living when you're dealing with problems of the dead.
Yeah.
So,
right. Yeah, makes sense. I should put that on a T-shirt. That's pretty good. I like that. I like that. I do have a comment in the room here. Mike Leica, he is the owner of AquaChem Solutions Carpet Cleaning. He says, I cleaned the carpet in that building. He's talking about the Straight Farmhouse. And one of the wheels to those old machines started moving. When I got downstairs and told Mr. Lawrence, he said, that was probably just Ralph. LOL. Ralph was entertaining himself, right?
It happens. That's wonderful.
Wow. There's firsthand right there.
Yes.
Yeah, so you investigate private homes, businesses. You also do paranormal workshops if people are interested in that, and ghost tours in Michigan. Now, whereabouts in Michigan have you gone? I know you've gone to Ohio and out of state even, right?
Yes, I've actually investigated as far as Hong Kong.
Oh my gosh!
But most of my work, is here in the wonderful Great Lakes, and we've really traveled all over Michigan. Everything from Mackinac, Traverse City. As far as our client cases, we've been, handled things in Grand Rapids, Grand Blanc. We've basically been up and down the state, back and forth, trying to be able to provide assistance wherever we can. And that's really one of the reasons why we try to keep so many members on hand, is just because we're traveling far, we're reaching far, we're trying to be able to provide assistance as much as we can to these individuals.
Yeah, people are really interested in this. I know it. Now, you investigate cemeteries as well, the old cemeteries, I would imagine, or probably recent cemeteries too. But I have a question. We went to, I think it was Williamsburg or somewhere in Virginia, I believe. And we went to an old cemetery. We had the digital camera. We took pictures. And then you have these white orbs. They call them orbs. Is that true? Is that what that is?
Well,
over the headstones like in that?
They're called orbs, but it doesn't mean that they're paranormal.
Okay.
There's a lot of natural camera reasons that you can get those within your picture, especially with compact cameras. When I started out with spirit photography and low light photography, I actually took time to start reading trade publications, start taking some different classes, even reached out to some professional photographers, because I got these in my pictures too, and I was like, wow, this is really cool.
Yeah.
And then it's like showing them to some of the wedding photographers. You wouldn't think talking to ghosts to a wedding photographer, but there are some similarities. I mean, they're dealing with banquet halls and things of that nature that are often very dark, to set the tone, and they're trying to get the best pictures they can. And I'm not the kind of person, if I'm willing to go out and look for things that go bump in the night, I'm even more foolish and willing to go in front of professionals of other trades and just say, hey, I'm learning. Do you know what this is? It looks weird to me. So as in the case of orbs, a lot of times small dust or particles in the air can get within the focal range of the camera. And especially if it's a compact camera, it'll create flash bounce, which can produce those types of effects.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't mean that all things are like that are dust and pollen, but it's things that we have to look for and try to rule out. So whether it's a cemetery or a person's home, we're not just basing our diagnostics on one thing, but rather the symptoms, the holistic symptoms as a whole, and try to really find the root causes for each of those, whether it's natural or paranormal.
Yeah. Now, what's the most unexplained in your 25 years? What's the most unexplained thing that you've seen?
Well,
several.
I'll tell you the scariest.
Okay.
And the reason it was scary was at the time it really wasn't scary at all. We used to, as a group, help out the Ohio State Reformatory. I don't know if you're familiar with the place. Maybe you've seen the movie Shawshank Redemption.
Oh, yeah.
With Morgan Freeman.
Yes.
But that prison that's depicted in that movie is actually the Ohio State Reformatory. It's the largest freestanding cell blocks, in the U.S. And it's now part of the Ohio State Reformatory Historical Society. And they do ghost tours and they do ghost hunts and regular tours as well. And we used to help them, in the cold months when things were shut down to kind of clean up and help them get ready for the next year's events by basically, cleaning out old cells and shoveling lead paint and all that wonderful good stuff that's, I'm sure, healthy for me.
Yeah.
But in return, we got to spend, the night there to our own devices and, have a little bit of fun exploring.
Yeah.
So after a long day's work, it was about 1:30 in the morning. We were up in the warden section of the building. The majority of the group was there, and we were looking around, but also kind of chit-chatting and finding things funny that really only a long day's worth of work and it being late at night can make things seem funny.
Yeah.
But I got a little bit antsy and bored and was curious what was coming up in the next room, so I stepped into the hallway and I looked over down the hall. And even though it was really late at night, the moon was full, and this was in the area that is called the X corridor because there's two windows in that area that allow like a beam of from the outside light to come through, and that forms an X in the center of the area. So I could still see pretty well in that hallway, and there was two of my investigators there, Josh and Kara, and they were walking into the room adjacent to that area. Josh was in front, had a beanie on, his Grimstone hoodie, going through the doorway. Kara was right behind him and followed him in. So I'm like, I'll go see what they're doing. So I got to the doorway and I see Kara in the center of the room, and she's looking around a little confused. And there's two doors opposite of her, and I'm like, "Hey, Kara, what are you doing?" And she jumps and turns around to see me, and I'm like, "Where's Josh?" And she's like, "He's not here." And I'm like, "What? What are you talking about? He's not here." And I'm like, "I saw you go in with him." And she's like, "Yeah, I did." And I'm like, "But then he disappeared." And she kind of paused and seemed a little like dazed almost. And I'm like, "Don't tease with me. It's late. Is he in the next room over?" Pointing at the doors. And she's like, "No, those are closets. There's no one here. And there's no furniture in this room." And I'm getting upset because, it's way too late to be pranked.
Yeah, yeah.
So I walk over to those two doors, and sure enough, there's closets. They're both closets. There's no other exits to that room. But yet Kara followed Josh through. Those two at the time lived together, still do. If anyone's to know Josh, it's her.
Yeah.
And I followed right behind. And as soon as I had got to that doorway, he had just disappeared. So we ended up going back to the group, and sure enough, Josh is there with the rest of the group. But then we noticed that Josh was the one member in the Grimstone group that didn't wear his Grimstone colors, the dark shirts, the glow in the dark logos, like we had saw him just a moment before. He was actually wearing a light colored shirt.
Really?
So we don't know what that was. It wasn't some, a criminal that passed away. It wasn't a guard or a warden. It was,
wow.
As far as we know, it was just Josh.
That's pretty bizarre.
And what really bothers me is, it didn't feel any way out of the ordinary. It was just me following two other members of the group. There was no hairs on the back of my neck standing up, nothing that indicated anything was wrong.
Right.
And if I really want to get creeped out at night, I always pose the question, what if I didn't follow behind Kara and she went off alone with this thing? So
yeah. Wow. That's really, that's creepy. John Murray wants to know, Chris, do you investigate individuals? I've heard some think I'm from another world.
No, you're part of this world, John.
Yeah. Steve Ray, firefighter Captain Steve Ray from our fire department. I have a couple 20-year-olds haunting my house. Any recommendations on getting them to move on?
Oh, I wish I had some, because I have, a couple myself.
You're in the same boat.
Yes.
Oh, that's funny. Oh my gosh. I did want to ask you real quick about UFOs. Now, what do you think about the UFO? Now, that's really been in the news lately, where even Congress has been holding hearings about this. Though they're now UAPs. I guess they're unidentified anomalous phenomena or whatever they call it now. What's your comments on that?
Well, when
Have you done any of those?
No. Well, it's hard to say. And I'll tell you why. When we started Grimstone, we had a strict rule, way back when, no UFOs, they probe, we're avoiding this whole situation. And that was kind of like the running joke with the group throughout the years. But we do talk to some wonderful individuals within that paranormal network, including Bill, who's the director of the Mutual UFO Network here within Michigan. Mm-hmm. And he's actually come out and talked to our group a few times. And what's absolutely fascinating is that, when they get reports on UFOs, oftentimes there is, symptoms or things that occurred that, he's describing the events, and I'm like, that could be a ghost thing. It's all on, perspective and interpretation. Or, there's other things that, when sometimes the UFO stuff picks up, they also get in that same region areas about people contacting about like Bigfoot or Sasquatch or other types of paranormal events. So I fully believe that there is something up there. Otherwise it's a whole lot of waste of space. I like to think that, intelligent life has better smarts than to come down to our planet, but I'm sure we're a great view. We're coming up on Earth. You better roll up the windows and drive a little faster.
Let's see. Oh, Donna, she wants to know, when is the next hunt at the farmhouse? Well, funny you should mention that. We were just talking about that earlier.
Yes, we have a public ghost hunt
coming up right here.
Yes, March 16th, so the day before St. Patty's Day. So this is open, so people can conduct their own little investigations at the farmhouse. There'll be investigators on site. If people don't have some equipment, they can also borrow it from us, and we'll help show how to use things and give the history of areas or hotspots, and really let people make up their own mind. And if whether you're a ghost hunter or just an enthusiast, it's a great opportunity to really, kind of get your feet wet and see a place that's, filled with some great history and some great haunts.
Yeah, there's a lot of history there, that's for sure, huh, Mike?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Let's see. I think I have some more in here. Our good friend Val, she says, I have had items, teacups, and other objects move around my house and have had a witness to it. I always suspected who it was, and then I went to see a psychic who,
Psychic who?
without my telling her of those events, told me that my mother liked to move things in my house. That's interesting. Would you like
That-
Would you like Chris to come out and investigate your house? That is. Yeah, well, people have it right in their own homes, right?
Yes. Right now we have about 6 case requests coming through. We're working 2 cases right now in sequence. As far as in her case, most people don't contact us if they feel it's their mother or someone that's in their family that's passed on,
Mm-hmm.
because oftentimes it's comforting.
Mm-hmm.
We tend to deal more with when things aren't so comforting and people are scared or people are getting hurt,
Bothered by it, yeah.
and bothered by it, and they just really don't know where else to turn to. But
Oh.
we always love the stories, and we'll always try to help any way we can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Let's see. John Murray says, if there are UFOs, I want to know, but should the general public be informed? Well, I don't know. What do you think about that?
That's a wonderful question.
Yeah.
I think the general public already has an idea about this.
Yeah.
There's been a lot released, in the United States and Canada. There was even in Mexico, late last year, a couple of bodies that were, brought forth. I still haven't heard exactly what came from that, but I don't think there's a question as, if there's something out there, and I don't think most people feel that there isn't something out there. I just don't, unfortunately, when all this information was released, everyone kind of just shrugged. It was like, yeah, we know. And, and kept on with things,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they had that whistleblower, which kind of opened the can of worms up too, before Congress there. So,
yes.
Yeah, interesting. I wanted to get to some of these slides that we have here. Let's see if I can bring that up. Where'd it go? Oh, there we go. Okay. People can contact you there over 25 years. Now, is this part of your team here?
Yes, that's some of our members at one of our recent meetings. So that's just, I'll give you a little bit of information about us. If you're interested in, being a part of a group or, wanting to know or need some assistance, you can always reach out to us at grimstone-inc.com.
And you do, what is that? Approximately 2 to 3 cases a month?
Yes.
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty busy.
It gets especially busy here February, March, and then of course later in the fall, like September, October.
Mm-hmm. Now, how long do you usually spend on a case? I mean,
it really depends.
Yeah.
Number one, it depends on what's occurring, how quickly we can diagnose what's going on, and then what we can do about it. Sometimes things flow very naturally, and we see a lot of evidence one way or the other, and are able to provide assistance. Sometimes I kind of say, as in life, that it is in death. So if your cranky uncle doesn't like being in the family photos and just kind of shoves things around to have his way and stays away from things when people are around.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's not going to be much more, easier to take photos of when he's passed on and in the house, and it's harder to, to figure out what's going on there. So, a lot of our cases take, anywhere between, 2 weeks and sometimes 3, 4, 5 months, sometimes longer,
Wow.
especially the extreme ones.
Wow. Val wants to know why February, March, and fall. Why is that particular those months?
That is a great question. I think it has to do with some of the changing seasons and things just kind of reawakening and shuffling. I don't have the answer to that. That's just my suspicion. The reason I say, February to March is, like I said, we've been doing this for 27 years. We keep all our cases in database archives, and we can run, statistics on things, look at, certain commonalities, locations. We even have the ability to plot them, on like USGS survey maps, or, whether they cross on Indian reservations or not. But some of the things that we look at is the time frame, and right now this is our busy time.
Wow. Yeah, that's good that you keep them, filed like that, and you can go back and see when was the busiest times and stuff. Yeah, that's interesting. Now this is at the Straight Farmhouse where you're going through it.
Correct. So you mentioned Ralph. That's a picture of him in the top corner there.
Okay, that's Ralph. Yep.
Yep. And those are some of the inside workings of the farmhouse there in the center, including a Native American totem pole that they have on the property, and some of the various artifacts that occurred during one of our investigations we were walking by. So
I know that doll's an antique probably, but it's kind of creepy.
That doll has a few different stories behind it.
I bet.
That's Anna.
Okay.
And she's kind of like the paranormal celebrity of the farmhouse. So all the historical society people try to keep on her good graces. And she likes to be in a lot of the different scenes and things that they set up, throughout the year.
Interesting. Now this is the Fenton Hotel. A lot of hotels are seem to be haunted. The older hotels.
Yes. So I wanted to include, some of the work that we've done and some of the unusual things. Looks like a couple of photos cut off, but essentially, we had the pleasure of working with the Fenton Hotel and doing some investigations there. And at the time, this was taken with an old 35 millimeter camera, and we were doing a series of photographs. There was a couple of investigators in there at the time, and we also had a psychic medium, Joan St. John, join us that night. And the first picture that's in the top left, the top half, at least on my screen, is cut off. Basically, everything seemed fine, but when we got to that second picture in the shot there, that's this black and white on the left and the bigger image on the right, there's some unusual things here that you might not notice right away. Number one, with the flash that went off, all the shadows should be pointing to the outside of the flash lines. But there's also this additional shadow that's just standing there in the hallway where there's no individual there.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And what is even more boggling is this wispy thing right here. It looks like it would belong to one of our members here, but she's actually holding her hands together, clenching a notebook, down by her waist. That's not her arm, and you can see, that it's extending almost, from like that doorway. And then the third picture, was taken right after, and there wasn't anything really unusual about it. So
wow, yeah, interesting. This is Waverly Hills. Now, where is this at? Waverly Hills.
Waverly Hills is a TB hospital. I want to say it's Kentucky. I'm sure I'll be corrected. We had the pleasure of spending the night there once. And as we're investigating the area, I was using an infrared camera and following our investigator here, Leah, around, snapping some pictures. And this one here is interesting of note because the two of us were the only ones in the room, the only light source that was there was the infrared illuminator that was on the camera. And you can see Leah's shadow just to her immediate right. But if you look to the left, there's another shadow there that's behind them.
Yeah.
We've done ray tracing and even some 3D modeling trying to figure this out. There should be no reason for there to be a person's shadow right there.
No.
Since I was taking the pictures with the camera and the illuminator was on the camera in front of me, that's not my shadow. So.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Yeah, that should not even be there, that shadow.
No.
Not the way that the light is pointing. Another unexplained.
Yeah, these things as paranormal investigators are the stuff that we, scratch our chins to and take some extra looks.
Right. Now, you actually went to the Detroit Masonic Temple?
Been there, done that.
Oh, you've done some research, yes. Yes, we've been to the Detroit Masonic Temple. We've gone through,
They have tunnels and everything, huh?
Oh my gosh, there is so much there.
It's huge.
Even uncompleted theaters that have been left, in the upper floors, and banquet halls and ballrooms. It's an absolute gem to Detroit. But also they have all their individual meeting halls and secret tunnels and just the wealth of history and lore that they have woven into that building is truly fascinating.
Now, I do have a couple questions. Val, her husband wants to know, have you ever done any investigation at Eloise? We kind of touched on that a little bit.
We've done a little bit of investigation work at Eloise. I'm actually planning on going back this year.
Okay.
I know the investigators that help do the ghost hunts and the public work. And it's such an exciting place. When I originally visited Eloise, it was actually before those types of tours and things were offered. It was still being utilized to some degree as a hospital care center for part of it. And we had worked some information out with some time out with the director there and things. So we spent a little bit of time there, but now that it's available to the public for private investigations and some public hunts and things, it's a great place to totally experience the paranormal.
And I know you didn't want to comment on this, but Mrs. Chat wants to know, prior to horrific Holly fire, did you investigate there?
We've been to the Holly Hotel. It was, and I'm hoping it's still a terrific historical building. I haven't been into it since the fire.
Right.
We did not, unfortunately, get an opportunity to investigate there. Things just didn't work out as initially scheduled with the hotel.
Captain Ray says you couldn't drag me into Eloise. And he's a firefighter. He's a brave guy too. Oh, that's funny.
The thing is, in general, ghosts don't really scare most of our paranormal investigators.
Right.
Because you can pick up, your tablet, go onto your news site, watch the TV. There is dozens of things of living people doing horrible things to other living people, but not so much for ghosts. So I'll take my chances with the dead and the unknown any day over having to walk some streets at night.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that makes sense for sure. Well, look, it's been a real pleasure having you on tonight. Very interesting topic. Very interesting. A lot of people in there tonight. I'm sure they were very entertained, and I appreciate you coming on. And you can come back anytime you want.
Thank you so much, Carrie and Mike. I greatly appreciate the time here tonight.
Yeah, and let's mention your ghost hunt again, March 16th, 8 p.m. at the Straight Farmhouse.
Yes, and we're also planning a kids program on the 13th of April as well. So that'll be out shortly here within the week.
Okay, yeah. Any of that information you want out there, send it to me in an email or whatever, in a flyer or anything, and we'll get it out there for you. Okay.
Fantastic. Will do. Thank you so much.
All right. Be safe out there and keep the good side up. Huh? All right. Take care.
Thank
you.
Bye bye.
All right, Chris Bailey. Once again, you can contact Chris if you'd like more information, 313-444-6781, or you can go to his Facebook page at facebook.com/Grimstone Inc. Inc.com. Very interesting, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, moving on. The next city council meeting is going to be Monday, February 19th, 2024, 7 p.m. in the council chambers located at 6000 Middle Belt Road. These meetings are a good way for you to get involved and voice any concerns that you may have as well. All right, before we get to Joe, I just want to give a shout out to all these people that have been watching us. John Murray's in there, Donna Piper. Oh, wait, hold on, I'm sorry, Pepper. Sorry, Donna. Michael Bingo, he was in there. He wasn't thrilled with the guests, but it's too bad. Captain Steve Ray from the Garden City Fire Department. Let's see, Seal Nesbitt. How you doing, Seal? Good to see you. Also, Kathleen Howell. We had Patty Fix, Carol Billick. We had her on a couple weeks ago. Brendan MacArthur had him on as well. How you doing, Brendan? Ed Wilhite from Hogg's Backyard Barbecue. Dennis Dykman, the carpet cleaner, carpet guy, and several others are in there that I can't see. Mrs. Chat's in there. Elmwood Blessing Box is in there. Thank you all for joining us. Really appreciate it. Stephanie George, Sherry Lynn Bauer, William Warhan, I mentioned, and Shannon Coffey. All right, let's get Joe in here for tax talk real quick, and then we're going to have community events with Mike. So let's get to it.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another installment of Tax Talk with Joe Bartley from J&J Taxes and More. So this evening, I thought I would touch on a few things on a little talked about subject, and that is the state of Michigan taxes. Most of the time, you don't hear as much on that. And there is changes for this year's taxes on the state return, as well as a few on the IRS. So the biggest thing with Michigan is the tax rate is down, which is a good thing. You might see a few more pennies in your paycheck because the state's going to be requiring less taxes. They're going from 4.25% to 4.05%. So that's a little something, and it adds up. Now, the most complicated issue that we've got going on that we've been studying is the new retirement and pension subtraction, which has been approved by Lansing. Now, just as a quick history, prior to about 12, 13 years ago, retirees did not pay Michigan tax on their pensions or retirements. Well, the state decided that they needed more money, so they decided to put a tax on that. It's just been passed in the last year, and it's been a fight that is going to, again, be eliminated. But it's going to be eliminated in tiers, and depending on the year you were born, and there's a percentages involved. So it makes it ultra complicated, but they're calling it a tier system. Now, they're saying this year, the good news is public service officers should be able to deduct that amount of their Michigan taxes. In other words, not have to pay tax on taxes. And this would be police officers, fire department, troopers, correction officers, etc. Again, there's a whole formula involved, and it's based on things like income, your age. So it just has to be, it's going to be on an individual basis, and there's not going to be a one size fits all for this. But it is happening over the next about 4 years. And it's a gradual tier system to eliminate those taxes. So eventually, a few years down the road, we won't be paying Michigan taxes on our pensions and retirement accounts. Now, the rough thing about that is because of the legal fighting in Lansing, those returns that have retirements or pensions on there could possibly be delayed up to 90 days if you have a refund coming. Again, it's legal mumbo jumbo from the state, so that could happen. Now, one of the good things that has come out of Michigan in this last year for the lower income people is the state of Michigan earned income credit has been increased. It was at 6%, it's went up to 30%. So if you are a lower income, you may qualify for that. That is something where if you have children, you're going to get a greater earned income credit. Now, there are age restrictions if you do not have children, and that's 25 to 65 for this earned income credit. And again, it's based on federal earned income credit. There are certain guidelines and, of course, income restrictions. So that may be something that some may qualify for. The other thing I wanted to touch on is the state did send out occasionally some quiz letters. And there's no rhyme or reason that we've been able to figure out what triggers that or the criteria, other than perhaps if there is suspicion of identity theft, fraud. You may get a letter, and generally they want you to go online and try to complete it, which could be a problem for some people, but it can be mailed in. But it's just they ask questions to just to confirm your identity. Now, I usually advise people, if you get that, let me know. Maybe let me take a look at it just to make sure. You just never know. You can never be too cautious about who you're giving your private information to. And, we talk about it, security. It's very easy to get snookered by these people. They're very good. So avoid giving anyone that you don't know your social security number or really any information. Be careful online. It's advised that you not send important information about you through the internet. Be very, very cautious. Remember, the IRS will not call you, and they will not email you either. So if I could be of any help to anyone, I'm booking appointments online is the best way, and that's through my website, www.jnjtaxesmore.com. You can also go to the J&J Taxes and More Facebook page, and we look forward to seeing you. If you have any topics, please give Carrie or myself an email, and we'll talk about it. Thanks a lot. Have a great week.
All right, good information there. It's amazing how quickly the state can taketh your money, but it'll take them up to 4 years to giveth back.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Oh well, that's the way it goes. All right, let's get Mike in here. You ready, Mike?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. Stand by.
That'll be the day when you say goodbye. That'll be the day
It's time for
you make me
the
cry.
announcements.
You say you're
Let's
gonna
get Mike in
leave.
here. Mike,
You know it's a
Hey.
lie, 'cause it'll be the day when I die.
all right. Here we go. Got some new ones and some old ones.
Wayne County needs Meals on Wheels volunteers.
Yes, they do. For
I
sure.
can't read most of that print, but
Yeah. All they got to do is go to their website, waynecounty.com/SVS.
or call 734-326
5.
5202.
Yep. They need all the help they can get.
If you haven't visited the Garden City gift shop and cafe at the Radcliffe Center, you really should. There's a lot of merchandise and treats available for you there.
Yeah, a lot of good stuff over there. Really nice.
Dennis, the carpet cleaners. He does tile and grout upholstery, auto, floods, carpet. Call Dennis at 734-299-6496.
Yep. Dennis was in there tonight watching. Appreciate it. This is a heck of a deal right here. Inflation Buster.
Inflation Buster meals from $5 to $6.
Wow.
At the Notre Dame Lounge on 3144 South Wayne in Wayne, Michigan. Let's see.
Open to the public.
Open to the public, Wednesdays through Fridays.
Yeah.
Lunch from 11 to 2 and dinner from 3 to 9.
Yeah.
$5 to $6. That's hard to beat.
That's a good deal. And that food looks really good there if it's in that picture. Shannon, she was in there tonight as well.
Yeah, Shannon, the Notary Babe, offers notary services that include power of attorney, wills and trusts, real estate documents. For more information, contact her at www.notarybabeshan.com.
Yep.
Game room at the Radcliffe Center is open. It's free for 16 and over. Open during building hours, Monday through Friday from, 8:30 to
8 p.m. Yep.
8 p.m. and Saturdays from 9 to 4.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a beautiful game room.
Yeah. Veteran Services, every Tuesday and Thursday from 8:30 to 4:30 at the Radcliffe Center. Please call Wayne County to make an appointment, 315-506-0302. And if you have some concerns about benefits and so forth, American Legion Department of Veteran Affairs is there every Tuesday from 9 to 3 in Radcliffe Center. Don't have to go downtown anymore. You can take care of it right here in Garden City.
Yeah, that's a heck of a deal right there.
Angel Aids, amplifying an angel's quality of life. Stephanie Peters, one of our recent guests, offers a variety of services for people who need some help with personal care, houseware, year-round lawn care, cleaning, companionship care, driving you to appointments, just a whole bunch of stuff.
Really?
Contact her at 248-818-5334.
Yeah, she's it's definitely a benefit for seniors, disabled, veterans, or anyone that needs a little help, like you said.
Yeah. Computer Lab is open open Mondays from 9 to 2 and Fridays from 2 to 7. Brand new computers, monitors, really underused. It's an excellent resource.
Yeah, underutilized. They want people to come over there and use them.
Tech Talk with Julie, 1-by-1 appointments, first Monday of each month from 4 to 6, and one-on-one appointments every Thursday from 1 to 4. Call Danielle and to schedule an appointment at 734-792-1856.
Yep.
Silent Book Club, third Monday of every month in the Garden City Public Library program room.
Yep.
Senior Lunch and Fun. Next one is February 9th. That's tomorrow.
Yeah.
Please register by February 7th. So if you didn't register, it's too late.
Yeah.
And March 8th, please register by March 6th. You must register in advance. Call 734-793-1870 if you have any questions.
Yeah, they need to know how many people so they can make proper amount of food.
Yep.
We are going to this Saturday night.
Yeah, well, good for you. Garden City Rotary is having a comedy night with 3 clean comedians. That means they're not going to go into any off-color salty stuff. This Saturday, February 10th, tickets are $25. It's at the Radcliffe Center. Doors open at 7. Showtime is 7:30.
Yep. Should be fun.
Daddy-Daughter Snowball. St. Matthews presents the Daddy-Daughter Snowball, February 10th. That's a Saturday. A photo booth, dance, food, and drinks are available. $35 per couple, $15 for each additional child.
25 for a couple, $10.
$25 for a couple, $10 for each. Thank you.
Yep. Yeah, these are kind of small. I wish they'd make them bigger print like this.
Yeah. Garden City Public Library presents a cooking club with Emily Schwartz. Valentine's caricature boards, Saturday from 1 to 2. Call or register online.
Yeah.
Big game party.
Oh, I wonder what game they're talking about.
I don't know. Yeah, well, there is a big game this weekend.
Yeah.
Monday, February 11th. Doors open at 5 o'clock. Cash bar squares available until 6:30 at the Notre Dame Hall.
I have no preference on who wins, to be honest with you.
No, since the Lions aren't in it anymore.
Yeah.
We're out of it. I'm not really.
A lot of interest. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Neighborhood Watch is back the second Tuesday of every month, 7 p.m. at the Garden City Police Department. Next meeting is going to be February 13th. Garden City Senior Center presents a watercolor class. February 16th, another one on March 15th, another one on April 19th. 12 o'clock in the Radcliffe Center. Register at the Radcliffe Center or online at gardencitymi.org/senior center. Any questions, call 734-793-1870.
Yeah, only $5. That's pretty good. Yeah, that's good. Another comedy night.
Another comedy night. No guarantees about the topics.
Right.
Although Kevin Kramus is usually not too far off color.
Right.
Saturday, February 17th, this is going to be at the Dearborn Heights Moose Lodge. There's going to be a cash bar, 50-50, raffle baskets, snacks available for purchase. Doors open at 5:30. Show starts at 7 o'clock.
Yep. That's for the Haven of Love Dog Rescue.
Straight Farmhouse.
Talking about this.
Yeah. They're open every Wednesday and Saturday from noon to 3. You can go to their website, www.straightfarmhouse.org.
Yeah, they got a ton of events, so you'll be able to see them all there.
Cupcake decorating, February 20th to March 19th. Ages 5 to 12, $50. $50?
$50.
6 to 7 on Tuesdays.
Wow. Oh, okay. This is ongoing, I guess.
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah, learn how to make buttercream frosting and all that. Cool.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Just what my cardiologist and endocrinologist would love me to do.
Me too.
Movie night with a twist at the Garden City Public Library. Secret Cinema, Wednesday, February 21st from 6 to 7:30. You won't know the movie till it starts. This month's selection falls into the memoir crime genre. Can you guess what it is? 18 and up, popcorn will be served.
That's a pretty cool concept.
Yeah.
Cinema. I like that.
Founders Day, Wednesday, February 28th at the Hellenic Cultural Center from 5:30 to 9. They're located at 36375 Joy Road. This is the big PTA Council event of the year.
Yeah. Yeah, they have the Hometown Spirit Awards too.
Yeah, I understand. Rumor has it that our Key Club is getting honored for something there.
Nice.
And the Kiwanis is throwing them some money to help sponsor it.
Uh-huh.
Garden City Parks and Recreation has pavilion for rentals now available.
Yep.
You can contact them at www.gardencitymi.org/pavilion.
Oh, this is a big event here too.
Yeah, we're still looking for a few more volunteers, and we have one pig left available. So if you know some business that might be interested, give us a call. It's going to be on March 9th. It's going to be the 7th annual Great Pigs Race It's now moving to the Radcliffe Center, so it'll be bigger and better than
More
ever.
room. Yep, more room.
There's raffles, cash bar. You can get tickets from any Kiwanian.
And who should they put their money on?
I don't know, Chatmeister.
Jetmeister. He did pretty good last year.
Yeah. Women's history. What is this? Zine workshop?
Zine Workshop.
Come craft your own Zine, whatever that is, to celebrate Women's History Month.
I guess
March
it's just-
12th.
I guess it's just posts like these, I don't know, like these little cards and everything. They make an agenda or something with it. I don't know.
Anyway,
guess
it's March 12th from 6 to 7:30.
Yeah.
Westland Parks and Recreation is having a basic drawing and painting on Thursdays from March 14th to April 4th.
Yep.
Teens 13 and up are 4:15 to 5:30, and 5 to 12-year-olds are 6:30 to
5 to 12,
5:30 to 6:30,
5:30 to 6:30. Yep.
and adults are from 7 to 8.
7 to 9.
Correct.
Westland City Hall. I don't see a price on here. Do you?
No, I don't.
Yeah, they'll probably find out once they register.
Join us for a fun Easter craft show. This is
For Elmwood Blessing Box.
Okay. It's going to be on Saturday, March 16th.
Located Bodies by Wade. 34580 Ford Road in Westland, 10 to 3. Yeah, that's real small, that stuff. Oh, they have all kinds of stuff there.
Yeah. Grab your smartest friends and join the Westland Rotary Club for their third annual trivia night, Friday, March 22nd at the Joy Manor in Westland.
Yep.
Doors open at, was it 6?
Yep.
Trivia starts at 7.
Oh, you can eat pizza. Whoa. And salad.
Wow.
Cash bar. What do we figure? $200 per team. That's 8 players, $25 each, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kids karaoke night at the Notre Dame Hall. Kids of all ages are welcome. Public is welcome. It's $5 meal deals. They have one a month starting in March 24th, April 28th, May 26th, all the way through October.
Yeah. 5 to 9. Hosted by Vito Valente.
Mom to Mom sale. Another one is going to be hard to read. April 6th, 9 to 2. Admissions is $1. Early bird admissions, $2 if you come at 8:30. A large item room, a bake sale,
Yeah.
table rentals.
This is at the Maplewood Center. Okay.
All right.
Cool.
Garden City Middle School pom-pom tryouts, May 13th to 15th. Routine instructions from 5:30 to 7:30, and final evaluations are Thursday the 16th at 6 o'clock. Location in the Garden City Middle School gym. Hello, summer. Yeah. We sure got to say hello to it today and tomorrow. Come join us as we celebrate summer solstice on Sunday, June 23rd from 10 to 5 at the VFW Post, 9885 at 6440 North Hicks Road in Westland. Enjoy a day of celebrating with your local vendors, healers, and readers. If you'd like to be a vendor for the event, please click on the link to submit your application. I don't see a link, but okay.
Yeah, they put a link. And that's all I have. We're running long here tonight.
Yeah, that's
All right. Good stuff going on.
Oh yeah, the Kiwanis, don't forget the pig race.
Yep.
And we're having our Kids Against Hunger project on the 16th, I believe.
Okay.
We're looking for volunteers for that.
Yeah, need
You're gonna be on
volunteers.
you're gonna be on your feet a lot. So
Yeah.
what if you were helping prepare 3,500 meals? So
Yeah. Whoa. All right. Well, we're always looking for guests to be on the show. If you're interested or someone might be interested, we'd love to hear from them. It's very easy. Just send us an email at GC Community Chat, or you can message us on Facebook. Doesn't matter what community you live in. We want to hear from you. Come on the show and share your information with us and the surrounding communities. Contact us today. We look forward to hearing from you. And Mike, with that said, I think we're ready to call this a
podcast.
We want to thank our guest, Chris Bailey from Grimstone Inc., for being our guest. He's a paranormal investigator.
That was interesting.
Yeah, that was a good show. Interesting stuff. If you'd like to contact Chris for more information, call him at 313-444-6781, or go to his Facebook page at facebook.com/grimstoneinc.com. Big thanks to my fantastic co-host, meteorologist, Dr. Tom Iwinski, and Mike Jones. Great job as always. Mike, any final thoughts before we go?
We just urge everybody to continue to get vaccinated and take care. Stay safe.
Exactly. Also, a huge thank you to each and every one of you for sharing part of your time with us tonight. We really appreciate your support over the 14 years that we've been doing this. Don't forget, this show will be available right after we sign off tonight on Facebook. So we hope you'll catch it later at your convenience, especially if you tuned in late tonight, by going to facebook.com/GCChat. And feel free to share the show with your friends as well. Also, catch us on our YouTube channel. Just search for Garden City Community Chat. You'll find not only this show, but all our past shows as well. Just click on the live tab. And please subscribe to that channel, our channel, as well, by clicking on the subscribe button. We would really appreciate it. And as always, at the end of our shows, we like to thank all the healthcare workers, first responders, police and fire, everyone on the front lines who serve and protect us every day. We can't thank you enough. Be safe, and we want you to know that you and your families are in our thoughts and prayers every day. And when you see any of these heroes, please let them know how much you appreciate them. Remember, the success of a community depends on the community, so please support your local businesses. And please don't hesitate. Vaccinate, just like Mike said. Get that COVID booster, your flu shot, RSV shots. Remember, you're not only protecting yourself, but you're protecting others as well. And Mike, if you see something,
say something.
Exactly. We need to look out for one another out there. For all your weather information, be sure to head on over to drtomsweather.com. It's got a great user-friendly website over there full of a lot of good weather information. So we hope you enjoyed the show. Thanks for listening. If you would like to contact any of us here at the chat for any reason, please email us at gccommunitychat@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. Let us know how we're doing, what you'd like to see more of. We try to give you a variety of shows, that's for sure. We will see you right back here live next Thursday, February 15th at 8 p.m. on Facebook and YouTube, when our guests will be the boys from D&D Sports Chat, Derek, Dan, and Steve. I'm sure they'll have a lot to chat about. So enjoy the Super Bowl if you're going to watch it. And until next week, everyone have a fantastic rest of your week, and good night. Take care, Mike.
Yeah, you too, Jerry.
See you later. Bye, everybody. Thanks, everybody. Take care. Have a good night.